Everyone, welcome back. Today we're unpacking a truly beautiful modern fable called The Love of the Sixth Sense. It's this incredibly multi-layered journey that's completely woven with mystery, some undeniable bravery, and a deeply, deeply touching romance. We're going to break down the emotional roller coaster of our two main characters and uncover a really powerful message about what it actually means to be rich.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Does true love see wealth and poverty? I want you to really ponder that for a second as we set the stage. In our super fast-paced, highly material world, is true wealth measured by the size of a bank account, or is it measured by the purity of a heart? Just keep that question in the back of your mind, because it's literally the central heartbeat of the story we're exploring today.
Part 1. Chhati Indriya ka Rahasya. The Secret of the Sixth Sense.
All right, so our story kicks off high up in the majestic Himalayas with a guy named Aarav. Aarav is an orphan. He's incredibly honest, super hardworking, but he's very poor. He barely scrapes by gathering wood and medicinal herbs, often just wondering if his life will ever change. Well, that change happens during a routine trip deep into the forest when he slips and tumbles into this hidden ancient cave. And right in the dead center of this cave is a glowing blue crystal, just levitating in the air. The moment Aarav reaches out and touches it, the entire forest floods with blinding light. This immense surge of raw, crackling energy just courses through his body, completely awakening his hidden potential.
When the dust finally settles, Aarav is fundamentally changed. First off, his distant hearing is totally unlocked. He can suddenly hear conversations from miles and miles away. Second, he gains the foresight of future events. He literally sees glimpses of what's about to happen before it actually does. And third, his mind just accelerates, giving him supercomputer-level intelligence. His sixth sense is fully awake. Initially, he's in absolute shock, obviously, but very quickly, he realizes this immense supernatural power isn't just some random accident. It's meant for a much, much higher purpose.
And this is where we really see Aarav's inherently noble character shine, because instead of instantly trying to get famous or, strike it rich, his path of altruism just progresses naturally. Step 1, he uses his new intellect to save the local farmers' crops. Step 2, he locates rare medicinal herbs to cure the sick folks back in his village. But soon he realizes he can do even more on a bigger scale. So step 3, he moves to the city where he starts solving these massive, complex corporate problems. He becomes known as a total genius, finally earning good money. Yet his heart remains completely grounded and utterly selfless.
Part 2. Ananya se pehli mulaqat. First meeting with Ananya.
So Aarav is now established in the big city, and destiny's about to introduce him to Ananya. She happens to be the daughter of the city's absolute wealthiest, most powerful corporate businessman. It's a classic setup, right? Two totally different worlds colliding, but their meeting is anything but ordinary. One evening, Ananya is driving home when her car is suddenly intercepted by a gang of ruthless thugs. It's a terrifying, incredibly urgent situation, but Aarav happens to be nearby, and his sixth sense triggers. He sees the entire attack seconds before it even unfolds. Moving with lightning-fast speed, he steps in. Using his incredible intellect and physical agility, he neutralizes the criminals without causing harm to anyone. Ananya is completely awestruck. I mean, she was just saved by a guy who is unbelievably brave, yet remarkably humble about the whole thing.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the complementary dynamic between the two of them as they start spending time together. Aarav teaches Ananya the absolute beauty and simplicity of life. He shows her how to stay grounded despite her immense wealth. And in return, Ananya teaches Aarav how to dream big and see the vast possibilities out there in the world. Through this beautiful exchange of perspectives, they really learn from one another and fall deeply, undeniably, in love.
Part 3. Pyar, Khatra aur Bahaduri. Love, danger and bravery.
But a compelling story always has to have a major conflict. A severe threat pops up when a ruthless corporate mafia attempts a hostile takeover of Ananya's father's business empire. To gain maximum leverage, they continuously target Ananya herself. However, Aarav's sixth sense acts like this impenetrable shield, foiling every single conspiracy they throw at her. The mafia tries repeatedly to harm her, but he sees the danger long before it ever arrives. He is constantly a step ahead, neutralizing threats time and time again. His extreme bravery really takes center stage here. He repeatedly risks his own life, putting himself directly in harm's way just to ensure Ananya's safe.
Part 4. Charitra hi asli daulat hai. Character is the real wealth.
This brings us to the emotional climax of our explainer. Ananya's father, who is this super strict, highly successful businessman, he was initially very opposed to Aarav. All he saw was a young guy from a poor, humble background who, in his eyes, just wasn't worthy of his daughter. But as all this danger unfolded, he began to really closely observe Aarav's actions, and he noticed something profound. Aarav never chased the family's money. Not once did he ask for a reward for saving her life. His only desire, his absolute only priority, was Ananya's safety and happiness. The father has this massive realization. Aarav's financial poverty meant absolutely nothing when stacked up against his pure, fiercely protective intentions.
And this leads to the most pivotal moment of parental acceptance in the entire story. Ananya's father turns to his wife and delivers this incredibly powerful realization. Real wealth is a person's character, and Aarav has it. It carries such deep emotional resonance. It's the exact moment this hardened businessman realizes that all his massive corporate empires pale in comparison to the integrity and the soul of the man protecting his daughter. So, with the family's full blessing, the story moves to a joyous, totally triumphant conclusion. We're treated to a grand wedding and the beautiful union of two families. It is a spectacular day where love completely and utterly triumphs over all those societal expectations and financial divides. The crucial point here is captured so beautifully in their wedding vows. Anya holds Aarav's hand and says, "I found the richest man in the world because you have a true heart." And Aarav's reply? He simply smiles back and says that he has found his entire world in her. It is just the perfect romantic culmination of a journey that really tested them both. Let's quickly summarize the core themes we've pulled from this beautiful material. The moral of the story basically boils down to three pillars: honesty, courage, and selfless love. Aarav possessed all three of these in absolute abundance. This explainer leaves us with an incredibly powerful message to take away. When your heart is pure and your intentions are genuinely good, destiny is always going to step in to support you. True wealth isn't about what's in your wallet. It's about what's in your character.
And that brings us to the ultimate victory of true love and character. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If you enjoyed this explainer and you believe in the power of true character, please go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. But before we go, I want to leave you with this final thought. If you were handed Aarav's immense supernatural power today, would you use it to build a massive fortune for yourself, or would you use it to protect the people you love? Think about it. Until next time, keep learning and keep leading with a true heart.